hate to say that we were kidnapped and brought here. It's true. It's not hate to say that we were Jim Crow, discriminated and segregated. It's true.
Our problem has been, as black people, we've always been concerned about white America, never about...
I can't be a pessimist because I'm alive. To be a pessimist means that you have agreed that human life is an academic matter.
We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips that I am a revolutionary. And you're going to have to keep on saying that.
And we're back. Thank you for tapping in. It's your man HRap B, Brian HRap B to be specific. This is the End of the Bench Media. Thank you for tapping in. It's important that you do so. Hit that like, hit that share. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is important that you do so. Keep me in the algorithm so the program can continue to grow, expand, and I want to thank the 40 people who subscribed over the weekend. Thank you. It is important that you continue to do so. You know where you can find me. You can find me at, you already know, www.theendofthebench.com. That is www.theendofthebench.com. You can watch it there live. You can participate. You can put things in the chat room. I'll interact with you as we continue to grow. What I'm going to do today is called Set the Pace. I am in a very good mood today. Not because of the people who have subscribed. Thank you. That's part of the good mood. I'm in a good mood today because over the last 7 days, our community has shown up and shown out. That's why you see the picture of the thumbnail with myself and a small person, a baby. We're talking about setting the pace for the future. What we have done, in my personal opinion, is drop the ball over the last 40 years. We looked at the great Dr. King and the great Malcolm X and the great Shirley Chisholm and the great Fannie Lou Hamer and the rest of our great ancestors and elders and said, yeah, we're cool now. We exhaled. Now we balled up. We got a whole lot of stress, and now we know it's time to fight. We're looking at a racist regime that will not allow us to do what we need to do to be great. You know, like they say, like the kids say, let me be great. They ain't letting us be great. So what we've done is taken it upon ourselves to become great once again. They have Make America Great Again. And we said, we're going to say, can continue to make Black America great as possible. We're going to say, continue to make Black people as great as possible. I am so proud of my community in the United States of America and abroad. You got brothers and sisters in Zimbabwe and Botswana and South Africa saying enough. People in Ghana saying enough. You got people here in the United States who are standing up and showing that we are the largest. I keep telling y'all, we are the largest and most powerful community in the United States of America. You don't have to believe me. Go look at the Census Bureau data because people don't identify themselves in interpersonal areas as white. White is something that they tell you when they're galvanized into gain white nationalist power, and white nationalist power is biting them clean in their behinds. Shout out to the people who are filled with hate and destruction and hate each other and hate everybody who they believe is below them. Yeah, I told y'all. That's what I've been saying for the last 2 years. Evil only knows how to go straight at you. If you take one side step, it looks amazing to them. They think you're in the Matrix. And the Matrix, like I said the other day, the Matrix is a perfect example of what we're doing. We are so locked in that when those bullets of hate come at us, we just take a step to the side, sidestep, and keep coming. Those agents of hate will not be able to defeat good, great, and excellent people, and that's exactly who we are. Shout out to everybody who's in there. Again, hit that like, hit that share, tell a friend to tap in, subscribe if you have not. Let's talk about it. Oh, can't talk about it yet because as I do every day, Monday through Friday, I thank my parents. I thank my parents, Dolores and John. Without Dolores and John, there is no HRap. Without no HRap, there is no program. You'll be doing something else with your valuable time. Now, with that being said, a lot of wonderful things are happening. One of the things I always tell us, look, man, we are the most powerful community in the United States of America. We got the most might. We got the most power. We got the most people. And if we stand up, every time we stand up and do what we're supposed to do, America thrives. So America, we gonna pull our capes back out and y'all can jump on our backs and we'll carry this thing through the finish line. But this time, unlike most times, we're not gonna exhale. See, I'm gonna change the program slightly if y'all allow me. We're not gonna light the next torch. We're not gonna hand over the next torch. We're gonna light the next torch, because if you hand the torch over, pass the torch. That's what they say. You gotta pass the torch. We're not passing the torch anymore, brothers and sisters. What we're doing is this. You're gonna keep your torch, and we're gonna touch torches, and we're gonna have two lights. And then you're gonna touch his torch, and I'm gonna touch her torch, and he's gonna touch her torch, and we're gonna have a whole lot of torches throughout these United States of America, throughout the Caribbean, throughout South America, throughout North America, Canada, and Europe, from our community. Because the better we do, the better the world does. What's the world is great before Dr. King, Malcolm X, the Student Nonviolent Community Coalition Committee, the Black Panther Party, Self-Defense, and every other person who stood up for human rights? Yeah, no, it wasn't. Because we had hate mongers, we had people walking around killing people, we had people lynching people, a bunch of hate groups coming about to kill, steal, and destroy everything in their path, and continue to try to keep people under their boot. And guess what? Our ancestors said, enough of that. Like this book, and I got the author, but it's a book. Go to Amazon.com. I'm gonna let you go to Amazon, because on the 31st, we boycotting them too. But go to Amazon.com and look up this book called We Shoot Back. It's about the revolt in Mississippi, with our ancestors and elders saying, hey, come on over here if you want to. You're going to limp back, or they're going to slow singing and flower bringing. We were not cowering. We were not oh, yes, the boss. That's not us. We've been fighting since the beginning. It's a reason that when they opened up the doors to give Black folks guns in that Civil War, Black people won the war inside of 8 months. It's a reason, because we had been fighting them for 40 years out of Florida. The Seminole Wars. John Horse led that up. John Horse, a Black man. I showed y'all that last week. Go to www.enterthebench.com if you don't believe me. The information is still there. I'm telling y'all, utilize that website, y'all. Man, I be putting a lot of time in it, and it ain't the greatest, but it's the dopest. That's all I'm saying. But back to what I'm saying, man. Why am I so excited? Because like I told y'all, I've been telling y'all this for the longest, man. I've been telling y'all this for the longest time, like my man Billy Joe, for the longest time. Look, man, we are acting a complete fool out here in these polls. Shout out to the brothers, sisters, ladies, gentlemen, haters, and bitter friends in the state of Wisconsin. What did they do in Wisconsin? It's not even a lot of us up there, but y'all start to see eye to eye with us. And then guess what? When you start looking us eye to eye, you start realizing we're the greatest. We are the pulse of the country. Yes, I'm shining us over. Yes. It's been a whole lot of times I got on here and say, man, we have to, we need to, what we could be doing. Guess what? We had to, and we needed to, and we did. Wisconsin, they was going to get a Trump supporting, Elon Musk supporting Supreme Court justice. The folks in Wisconsin showed up and said, nope, we ain't mess with you no more, homeboy. I don't care if you hand out $1 trillion. I don't care if you hand out $1 gazillion. Shout out to my mama Ann Forrest Gump. She was saying it before Forrest Gump, but I'm gonna give you a little credit too for us. But they showed up and showed out. They hit the polls. And the most impressive thing, the most impressive situation over the last 7 days was the state of Louisiana. I keep telling y'all, they have 3 million people, and over 900,000 are Black registered voters. They had 4 pieces of legislation in play. Guess what them brothers and sisters showed up and said, nope, we ain't going. We not with it. Move around. Guess what? Hey, Mr. Kennedy, you finna get up out of there too. You're on your way out to Senator Kennedy. We went down there with the name Kennedy, tricked a whole lot of people thinking he was a even-minded person because his last name, he's a Harvard graduate with a fake Southern accent. Don't be fooled. We're going to kick all these buffoons out of office. But salute to those people, because those things were going to hurt us. Those things were going to hurt us. And it was going to, look, it's 50 states in the United States of America. The state of Louisiana is 41st in infrastructure. They're 48th in academics. They're 41st in opportunities. What that means is monies from the federal government to enhance life. They're 41st in that. And what they were going to do is take that money and give that money, that tax money, to more rich people and give them more tax breaks. You know, the Ronald Reagan 1980 trickle-down effect. And guess what? 45 years later, it ain't a darn thing trickled down yet. Salute to those people. And then guess what? We have been doing what I said we have to do. We've been coming together, hitting them polls, and that's all we have to do is keep hitting the polls. Look, I'm not telling you that, man, we're gonna elect our way to Wakanda. Nope. We just need to elect our way to even Steven. Because if we're even Steven, we leave. That's all I gotta say. If everybody had the same opportunities, we gonna beat you. So we've seen it in baseball, we've seen it in football, we've seen it in basketball. If you give us the opportunity, we've seen it in academia. When you say greatest lawyer in the world, you don't think about any Supreme Court justice. You don't think about any white guys. You think about people like Thurgood Marshall, Johnny Cochran. You think about Eddie Malone and think not Eddie Malone. Don't give me a second. I'm thinking as I'm talking. You think about some of the greatest legal minds in the history of America, and they look like you and I. You know why? Because they had guns to their head. They had pitchforks to their backs. They had ropes waiting on them. They had nooses waiting on them. So they had to be thinkers. They had to be progressive. They had to be able to look at the United States Constitution, comb through it. Oh, loophole, get up off my people back. And that's what we're doing. We're on the path to that. That's why all those women that everybody always brags about, man, black women are the most educated women in the world. Mm-hmm. Yes, we are. Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. Yeah. Judge ain't no joke. But guess what? There's a bunch of other sisters on the way. She inspired a whole nation of young black girls to be on the Supreme Court. And Sonia Sotomayor, she did the same thing for black and brown girls. So guess what? Working class people about to get some space. I told y'all, if we even, we leave. That's it. That's it. That's all. We don't need to be above anybody. If you got a chance to get it down, I need the chance to get it down. Because if I get it down, I'm going to turn it into $1. And that's what our community has been built on. That's how we've been living for the entire time we're here. And we got 2 more elections coming up. One in the state, one of the most racist states on the low. See, people don't know about it. One of the most racist states in the United States of America, the state of Missouri. My next door neighbor, southwest neighbor down there in Missouri. Big ups to the people in Missouri because there's a whole lot of, see, what y'all don't understand is this. Once you get below that Mason-Dixon line, and once you get out of these major cities, the New Yorks, the Los Angeles, the Chicagos, the Detroits, the Clevelands, the Philadelphias, the Massachusetts, Boston, Massachusetts area, we dominate below the Mason-Dixon line. You know why? Because they needed more people to work those farms than the people who own the farms and worked on the farms. So it was like way more of us. And that's why I keep telling y'all, we outnumber them. See, because they are Irish and they are German and they are Polish and they are French and they are a whole lot of other countries on the continent of Europe or Eurasia. That's what we learned in Ms. Dow class 1981. Salute to one of my favorite teachers, Ms. Dow. And we learned one day when you look back, they snatched hundreds of thousands of people, and then they used to breed us, and now we just continue to grow. The population continue to grow. Matter of fact, up until 1941, before they start handing out those land grants, we outnumber people in places we still do. South Carolina and North Carolina, but you wouldn't know because you're thinking they got us beat. See, y'all only 13% of the population. Yeah, because you're counting white. But when you leave America, there's no such thing. White disappears. I'm Irish. I'm Anglo. I'm this. I'm that. But guess what? When you go to Asia, you see people that look like me, and they say I'm African. When you go to South America, and you see people like me, I'm a descendant of Africa. And you go to the Caribbean, and you see people who look like me, I'm a descendant of Africa. And then you come to these United States, and you see people that look like, and you see us, and we're descendants of Africa. You go to Canada, same thing. You go to Europe, same thing. We all over the place. Just like at the beginning of the show, you see, at the end of the show, you see Amos Wilson say this, say something every end of the show. If you watch that long, watch it and listen to the brother Amos Wilson. And he even said this in the 80s, man, in the 80s and the 90s. They only make up less than 10% of the population of the earth. So there's no way in the entire hell that we could be minorities anywhere on this planet. How am I a minor? But you always need the black vote. Shout out to the people in Louisiana, man. We are showing up. We are showing out. And we ain't playing no more games. And what we have to do is this. Never let this momentum go. As I said at the top of the program, we can no longer go, whoo. What we can do is take time outs. We can't take no deep breaths. What we're going to do is sub out. When you get tired, we're going to move in some younger people. And then guess what? We're going to move in some more younger people. And then when the old people come back, okay, I got my breath. And then we're going to help the younger people. We're going to educate the young people, uplift them. And we're going to reset the balance of power in our community. Where you got young people who are learning. You got young people in the middle who are ready to fight. You got older people, middle-aged people. They're setting the pace. As I said, setting the pace for the future. Then you got the elders. They sitting back and they're generals. And guess what? You think you know everything. That's not what a general is. A general is just that. I don't have to be good. I'm like a colonel at this point because I'm not a senior, but I'm pre-senior. I'm a colonel. That means I still have to be able to do things. But when I make it to general status, all I have to do is not be good at anything. That's what a general is. I'm generally good at a lot of things, not very good at anything. And that's what I'm very good at leadership. And that's what a general is. I'm a leader. I'm giving the younger people who are my age the information that's going to trickle down to like my nephew Anthony and my niece Courtney age. And then it's going to trickle down to the people a little younger than them, like my nephew Julian and my nephew Robert and my son BJ. And then my daughter, that age. And then my nieces Cassidy and Destiny and Caleb and Callie. Yeah, I got generations of this going on, right? And just from my parents. So what about my cousins? What about my neighbors? What about their cousins and their father's cousins and so forth and so on, and their mother's cousins and things of that nature? We are going to restructure this. We can no longer take the time out of our lives to be talking about, oh man, what we not going to do. And see, look, this last 7 days, brothers and sisters, proved, man, we don't never support each other. Lies, because we did it. We did in Louisiana. We did it in Wisconsin. We're about to do it in Kansas City. We're about to do it in St. Louis with the new mayor. We're going to elect that sister's mayor. Y'all can get on going. And then we're going to move on over to Florida. And then we're going to get DeSantis and his crew up out of there. Poop. Then we're going to move up to South Carolina. We're going to hit North Carolina. And then we're just going to have an even and fair world. And y'all already know the slogan. I'm here to make sure my great-grandchildren's great-grandchildren are going to have the best life possible. The only way we can do that is to never take a deep breath. We have to continue to fight at all times. And another thing that I'm just ecstatic about is this. We have our elders, like I said, we got the generals, and they're not generally excellent at anything. They're just generally good at everything. And then we got the people that's my age that's sharing information, and the people who support me, and the people who continue to support me. Y'all support me big time. Hey, I appreciate it because y'all are making a difference in these young people's lives. I really and truly appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we're going to continue to spread this knowledge, and we're not going to continue to fall for the banana in the tailpipe. How about us not supporting, and we ain't never gone. And guess what, brothers and sisters? For those haters and bitter friends that say those kinds of things, we just gonna say, okay, cool, and move around. Because if you've been convinced that you can't make it, I'm not. Hey, we don't have no time because those people sway with the pendulum. They sway with the pendulum. If it's over here in white nationalism, it look like it's gonna win. See, Trump is my man. And if it's over here and we ain't never gonna make it, they love that because they believe in the white nationalism. We right in the middle. We're going to hold steady. We're going to continue to fight. You're going to teach your great-grandchildren to fight. You're going to teach your grandchildren to fight. You're going to teach your nieces, nephews, cousins to fight, and children to fight. And you're going to teach your siblings and your cousins to fight. And you're going to teach your significant other to fight. And we're going to continue this fight to the end of time. With that being said, speaking of time, it's time for history. And y'all know where I get my history from. One mic history from my man, Country Boy. We're going to talk about how we used to get down. Y'all see that one of the greatest things in the Black community is the vittles, as they say in the Bible, vittles. We come together with food. We show love with food. When you don't have a whole lot of resources, when you don't have a whole lot of financial overabundance of financial situations, what we do is show love through food. You are going to see how we used to celebrate, and you're going to learn something about the new year. Go to One Mic History on YouTube, or go to www.theendofthebench.com and watch the one on the right. That's Country Boy. The one on the left is this program. Continue to like, share, tell a friend, comment. Let me know where you're from. I'll be back shortly. This is my man, Country Boy, and I am HRap. Be back shortly. Keep rocking with me.
Been about more than just substance to the Black community. It was a window into the soul of Black culture. On New Year's Day, Black communities would indulge in culinary traditions featuring dishes like black-eyed peas, collard greens, cornbread, pork. But these weren't meals. They were symbols crafted from resilience, born out of the depths of adversity and steeped in a rich heritage of our people. So today, join us while we uncover the stories of the foods of New Year's Day. And if you like stories like this, you can find more stories like this at onemichistory.com. But without further ado, let's get started. Each New Year's Day, I fondly remember my grandmother setting up a pot of dry black-eyed peas on the stove to soak. She would carefully prepare her special New Year's Day meal. By morning, she would simmer them with smoked turkey necks, and it filled the house with a savory aroma. Once tender, she would ladle them over a bed of rice, pairing them with collard greens and cornbread. This Southern tradition is believed to usher in good fortune and prosperity for the year ahead, but she would always say that if you eat poor on New Year's Day, you'll live rich the rest of the year. And with this, our journey begins with black-eyed peas that trace their roots to Western Africa, where they were seen as a symbol of good luck and prosperity. During the transatlantic slave trade, they journeyed along with enslaved Africans to the Americas, first appearing in the West Indies before making their way to the Carolinas. In these lands, black-eyed peas became an essential part of the diets of enslaved people for their ability to thrive in the various climates and provide vital nutrients, so much so that they became known as the poor man's meat. In Western Africa, black-eyed peas were a beacon of hope and promise for a better time. So enslaved Africans facing harsh conditions in the Americas held close to this belief, viewing these peas as a connection to their heritage and a symbol of resilience. Over time, black-eyed peas intertwined with Black American culture and began to embody strength and optimism. Eventually, black-eyed peas became associated with New Year's Day when the blending of African cultures and European traditions came together in the American South. One such idea is that of first footing, where a dark-haired person had to be the first to enter the home on New Year's Day to bring good luck. Enslaved Africans would adapt this by linking black-eyed peas, marked by their dark spots, which resembled a dark-eyed person, as a symbol of good fortune and good luck. Collard greens would take a bit.
Okay. See, told you I'm not gonna show you a lot of it because I need you to do the research on your own. Go to check out Country Boy on One Mic History, or go to www.theendofthebench.com. Check your man out. Hit that like, hit that share, tell a friend, subscribe if you have not. But guess what? I bet how many people knew that? How many people? Raise your hand. How many people knew that? I knew it, but there's one more thing about that. And if you watch the rest, you'll find out how. New Year's Day celebrated so heavily in our community because January 1st, 1863 is the day that the Emancipation Proclamation was codified. Why was it codified that day? Because that's when it went into law. That means we became, y'all know how I feel about that. That's the freedom stuff, because y'all know how I know. I call it the Emancipation Procrastination, but that's neither here nor there. So we took that and we started running with it. This is what I want you to understand. Ask some questions. How is it that we went from 4% literacy to 84% literacy in 12 years? Because that meant we couldn't read their language. That don't mean we were stupid. How is it that we learned we could, in 3 years in the war, we went from being indentured people forced into indentured servitude to being mighty warriors, because we were already mighty warriors. We were already fighting people like President Andrew Johnson, former General Andrew Johnson, William Jackson, Johnson too, because he was going to be Andrew Johnson was the vice president after Abraham Lincoln. So he was a clown too. So, but ask yourself, how do we do these things? Ask yourself, how is it that the very first documented Black Expo was in 1823 And the uncle of, the grandfather of W.B. Du Bois was there. How was they having black expos in 1863? Ask yourself these questions. And then the answer to the question, one of the answers to that question is this. This is why they don't want you to know black history in school, because if you find out black history in school, you're going to continue to start voting. You continue to start voting. You continue to rank. You get more powerful and more powerful. And and then they're going to do what we did to them. Nope, because it ain't in our nature. That's how you get down. Don't put your funk on me. But this is what we're going to do. As I do, as I close down every show, I offer what I perceive as an answer to any problems. There were no problems this week, but what I am going to do is continue to put links on this chain. One of the links, man, if you don't go get 5 folks that you know and start having get yourself in a group text. So y'all got the NCAA group text. Y'all got the Power Book 58. How many shows 50 Cent got? Group text. Y'all got the other TV show group text. Y'all got to talk about that girl and the way she was dressed. Group text. Y'all got to talk about, oh, girl was looking good. Group text. Well, I'm gonna need you to get 5 or 10 of your friends together. We're gonna talk about how to improve the community group text. That's what we're gonna do. And then those same 5 to 10 people, we're gonna make sure they are all registered to vote. Psst, if you live in Illinois and you have a felony, you can vote if you out of jail and you off them paper. If you off that paperwork, so you can vote. So I want to hear this. Oh man, I'm a felon. Yeah, no, you're not. You were convicted of a crime. You pay your dues to society, and now you work every day. You're not a felon. You're a human. Just like you're not descendant of a slave, you are a descendant of a person humanly trafficked. So stop allowing other people to dictate your narrative, and stop. Then you won't succumb to their foolishness, because that's all it is. I am excited this week. I am glad and proud of my people. I'm always proud to be black, but I'm super proud of my people because we standing up. Like Bob Marley said, get up, stand up for your right. Don't give up the fight. And that's what we've been doing over the last 7 days. And how do we continue this fight? By watching TV. Right. You told us don't watch TV and listen to those people. No. We're not watching TV for that purpose. We're going to watch the news. Oh, man, the news depressing. So is being an enslaved person. So is going to jail for no reason at all. So is being lynched. Which one is the most depressing? The news or those 3? So we ain't think, oh, I don't watch news. It's depressing. You don't watch news, you be watching TV. So just turn it to 5, NBC, CBS, ABC, CNN, MSNBC. Hey, turn to Fox if you want to. Because you're going to see people on TV saying, where the black folks at that march? And then they start telling that. They start telling the truth. See, God made it so people have an innate ability to tell you exactly what's on their mind, and they don't even realize they're telling you what's on their mind. Like the late, great Dick Gregory once said, God will compel you to tell the truth no matter what happens. That's why when I was young, I heard this man say, the truth don't care who tell it, long as it's told. What was the truth this weekend? You had rallies in South Carolina, North Carolina, Nebraska, Sacramento, California, all through the South. Get rid of this clown. Get rid of the bozo. Because he's shown himself to be, who's your favorite clown? Donald. Hey, that's him. But the truth started coming out. Where the black people at? Same place your monkey behind was. It almost came out. Same place your behind was when we was in line. Oh, it wasn't as much violence when black people show up. You right. Because guess what? The police don't jump on y'all the way they jump on us. They don't attack y'all the way they attack us. But what we are going to do is step in line right behind them. And man, we're going to be like my man in Trading Places. Yeah. Equal rights. Yeah. No discrimination. Yeah. What we're going to do is take notes and find out what we need. We need a Head Start program. We need to get these people getting off Social Security. We need to get these people off Medicaid and Medicare. We need to get, hey, you got an elder grandmother too. Hey, say this, say that. And what we're going to do is then we're going to fall back like they did and make sure we get what we need, what we want, and what we have to have. We're going to reinstitute the Head Start program. We're going to make sure our children get fed in the morning. We're going to start exercising. We're going to start doing everything we can to be the most productive community in the history of the United States of America. And guess what? After we get the right people in office, for those people who have committed crimes and been convicted of crimes, because you are not a felon, you are a man or a woman or a whatever, I don't know the proper stuff, LGBTQIE community. So you're going to be what you identify yourself as. And then we're going to get, just like in Virginia, fellas are going to be, people who have been convicted of felonies are going to be able to vote. And then we're going to spread that. And then we're going to get people out of these women's uteruses. I know abortions, because look, they want you to have babies so they can continue to, they're going to cut down the schools, get rid of abortions. Guess why? Because they want to throw you in jail. They want to put your mother in jail. That's all they want to do. They want to continue to house these privatized prisons. That's why we gonna start, keep working, and we ain't never gonna go, we made it. Nope, we ain't made it. We ain't never gonna make it. So stop thinking, oh man, I got election fatigue. Okay, the moment you get fatigued, you better get you some water. I'm sick of this. Get you some Robitussin, take you a sip, get you a nap, and then and the fight continues. We can never ever take a break again. We took a break from April 4th, 1968 until this last weekend. We do a little bit of fight with Obama, but what we noticed, and then you let people tell you, man, Obama ain't do nothing. Well, why is it that the people who oppose Obama ain't never said, and see, we gonna do this? They always, I got a plan. I got a plan too. I'm gonna hit the lottery, man. I got a plan. Let me see if it works. They plan didn't work. We're gonna see it. Man, I got a better chance of my plan working than them. They don't have one. You know what their plan is? Further discrimination, further hatred, further vitriol, further incarceration, further reduction of benefits and things of that nature, and continue to further put their foot in your back, up your butt, and continue to screw you, working class America, over. Wink, wink, my people, black folk. I'm speaking to air. I'm a human, so I'm speaking to all humanity. I'm part of this one tribe called black folk all over the world. I'm speaking to my tribe, but man, you come, you sit at the table. You ain't even got to sit at the kid table. You sit at the big people table. We don't hate nobody over here. We don't hate nobody. We don't even hate ourselves. Like y'all were foolish enough to be. We always hurting each other. No. How many arguments you got to win with your brothers, sisters, and cousins? Now, take those arguments and ask how many arguments you got to win with the rest of the world. That's why I've had better experiences with other people than my own people, because you ain't around them all the time, doofus. So, we ain't gonna believe no more tropes. We already seen over the last 7 days, we got power. We got verbs of power. We have power. We exercised our power. We got black mayors, we got black governors, and we gonna start making black demands. But see, the beauty in being black, we'll never say, and not them. We say, everybody need this. Ask Fred Hampton. Black Panther Party, the Black Panther Party of self-defense. What did Fred Hampton create? The Rainbow Coalition. Great Martin Luther King Jr., he wanted to help everybody. He had a dream. Some of us disagree with his dream, but you know what? I understand the sentiment. If you see, it's always easy to check somebody in hindsight. But if you listen to the great Dr. Martin Luther King and not listen to the TV, all you have to do, the last book that was published from the great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is a book called, I got it over here. I should go get it, but I ain't got that much time. It's called Community of Chaos. As a matter of fact, if y'all want me to, somebody put it in the chat and I'll go get it. But it's called Community of Chaos. That is not that Dr. King that y'all, I have a dream. Nope, that ain't him. Man, y'all better stop playing with me. That was that Dr. King. So, Community Chaos, We Shoot Back is another book. Community Chaos, Dr. King, We Shoot Back. I can't remember the name of the author. And another one was about Dr. King. It was his brother, his father, stepped to Dr. King, got the speech, and he said, Reverend King, I agree with everything you said, but that nonviolent beep will get you killed. That lets you know, his brothers, and it's a book, that nonviolent stuff will get you killed. I need y'all to check those books out. That's why they had a public library, man. They ain't gonna have it at my library, rap. Guess what? That's why you pay taxes. So you can say, librarian, I need We Shoot Back. I need Community Chaos, Dr. King, and I need that nonviolent stuff will get you killed. And you can go to Amazon, buy it yourself, or you can get it for free at your local library, have them offer it. And guess what? You get the author paid a little bit. Everybody happy. With that being said, y'all already know. I see y'all. As a matter of fact, I see y'all in 90 minutes. I'll be back on air in 90 minutes with the forecast. You don't even need no link. If you subscribe right now, just go to YouTube, subscribe, or go to www.enterthebench.com. Now, I ain't going to have it on there. So go to YouTube and subscribe. And then you'll be able to look at me, talk about movies, trying to fake sound like I'm smart. I'd be like, yeah, I'm saying something deep. But it don't really be deep. It's a movie. How smart you have to be to watch a movie and tell people what you saw in the movie. It's a lot of fun. Tap in. And by the way, I got another podcast coming. You know, we got this, few minutes with HRap. I got rapping with HRap where I do one-on-one interviews. I got 2 people coming up soon. We're trying to square away dates. And I got another podcast. Y'all gonna love it. It's fun. It's nothing but fun. It ain't nothing. I'm smarter than you. I did research and I read this book. Nope. We're going to talk about pop culture. We're going to talk about movies. We're going to talk about TV. We're going to talk about sports. We're going to talk about the cutest women. Then I'm going to do a panel with some women. And the cutest man, I'm just going to be the mediator on that because I don't really know who cute. I don't get out like that. But we're going to have some fun. That's why it's in the bench media. We're going to continue to expand. We're going to grow. 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 And y'all already know what's next. This is the end of the program. I am HRap B. This is In the Bench Media. It's a few minutes with HRap, 2 fingers, 1 word, and y'all never hear me say the word, but
And it is necessary for those people who rule over us and who rule over African people the world over, if those people are to stay in power, they must destroy our ability to love each other in a healthy sort of way. This is why